going on? This is John Pierce of Contamination 2013 with John
Buechler.
Honor and pleasure, sir.
How you doing? Nice to see you.
I got a couple questions for you. You know Dave Dyer from Contamination. He put together a great show. What can you take away from this whole Contamination experience?
You know, the fans are great. They allow the professionals to come to these conventions and meet the fans up close and personal, and ultimately it helps us in our work. To know what people like, to know what people want, to essentially get on a grassroots level with those people who go out and buy our product all the time. It's wonderful to actually meet them, and Contamination and conventions like this offer a venue that is just perfect for those of us who are in the industry.
And I was telling Dave, I'm like, Contamination is such a family-oriented convention. If it's not the fans, it's the celebs. If it's not the celebs, the vendors, the art, it's just everything. It's so much fun.
There's a huge fan base for science fiction, fantasy, horror, dark fantasy. It's a grand guignol of visual promise. I've been attracted to it all my life because I'm an artist and a writer and a producer and a director, and making creatures and doing special effects makeup and all of those things really I think my work is enhanced by virtue of the fact that I'm allowed to actually meet with the people who go out and buy those tickets.
My favorite projects that you've worked on is Halloween 4 and then Friday the 13th Part 7. And I have a question. On Friday the 13th Part 7, I love that your idea to make Jason have every scrape, every dent, everything that he's went through from pure hell was just fantastic on your part. And the look of him was just fantastic. And I was wondering if you could explain to me and explain to the fans for the Contamination website what that process was to create an iconic character from the ground up.
Well, you know, when you do a movie like Friday the 13th Part 7, it's Part 7, and there are quite a few movies that have come before, so you have to have respect for those pictures, and I do. So I looked at them carefully and basically was able to discern that in each movie they had a very specific thing. And whether or not you are a big fan of the previous makeup or you want to alter it, essentially what transpires is you put your spin on it, but you also create every little move, every little cut, everything that was there. And my concept was sort of make a meat Terminator, something that
no matter what he does, he's unstoppable.
Absolutely.
And I was always telling the fans, like, you got to remember that every time a movie is made, like in a series like that, it's a different makeup guy, so he's going to look a little different.
Well, yeah, and our take came from the fact that he was chained to the bottom of the lake for many, many years.
So
when he came up out of the water, I wanted him to look somewhat decayed.
Yeah, because if you are under water for a long time, fish should be eating you, and be all sorts of crazy stuff going on.
Right.
So yeah, and my other one was Halloween, Michael Myers. That's a great project. Tell me about that project.
I came into that a little bit later, after the film was already shot in Salt Lake City. Dwight Little's agent, the director, and my agent, the same guy, and Mustafa Akkad, the producer of the series.
He's kind of like the granddaddy of Halloween. Yeah, Halloween series.
And essentially, he said, you know, this movie has in common with it very much the spirit of the first Halloween film.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we're now in the mid-1980s, and these movies now have a lot of special effects and visceral moments, whereas the original movie didn't really have the same kind of on-screen, in-your-face special effects. So I sat down with Dwight and company and Kane went through a variety of ways to sort of enhance those screen moments.
Yeah.
So we came up with remember when Michael resurrects in the back of the van?
Absolutely, yes. That was an iconic scene. I love that scene.
His hand grabs the guy's head, bashes it multiple times against the van, and then he does something completely impossible where he takes his thumb and pokes it.
I mean, and when you watch the movie, it's like craving into it. Yeah.
You know how we did that?
How?
Made a mechanical hand that the thumb actually retracted and pushed stage blood around the guy.
Oh wow.
So it looks like we poked the thumb into the guy's head.
Gotcha. Last question. What? Give me your whole experience on working with Kane Hodder.
Kane Hodder?
Kane Hodder.
That guy over there.
That guy over there.
You know, I had worked with Kane previously on a couple of movies where he was coordinating stunts, and I'd also worked with him as an actor who wore a big prosthetic suit that I created for a movie called Prison, which was Rennie Harlan's first movie in the United States. And
that's a good movie too.
It's an excellent film. But the thing that Kane brought to the character is not just a guy wearing a rubber piece. He actually brings a character into it.
When I've watched it, it's just like 7 through 10. It's just the walk, the feel. I personally feel like he's the best Jason.
I think he's the best Jason.
I wish they would call him back and do it again.
I lobbied for him. Initially, they didn't want him as Jason. I had to go to bat, and I'm glad I got him.
I read his biography, and that's in there. Like they kind of had to fight for him, and then once they got him in there, they're like, all right, we made a huge mistake. Like, this is fantastic.
So, you know, I knew that he could act through the rubber, and I knew that the kind of movie I wanted was something bigger and visceral and more exciting with a lot of stunts. And I can't think of another person that could give more to the role.
Well, this is an honor and a pleasure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And be sure to check out this interview at www.contamination.com. And if they're not here, they need to get here as soon as possible. They're missing out.
Absolutely.
So much fun. See you guys later. Have a good one.